Hello, this is Critical Jim. We're back and we're just playing the Citizen Returns. We've just realised that we've done about an hour and a half, and I think we've both realised that there aren't going to be more sort of lessons to learn necessarily from this, so we're going to carry on playing for a little bit and then we'll wrap it up at the end of this next session, and that'll be it. Because neither of us really want to go through the whole thing. Are you cool with that?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm stepping through the gate. You said you got trapped there. So we got trapped with the old man, and then
but now he's gone.
He's gone. So clearly he was lying at the beginning to say that there was no way out. And I was saying that I was a bit worried about what had happened whilst I'd been asleep.
Yes. Now some other citizen woke me up and called me some lazy bastard.
Right, because that's always makes you feel good as a player, isn't it? When you had no choice about what you had to do, and then you get berated for it as well. And you could say, oh well, it's character and stuff like that, but actually it pissed me off. I'm sorry. I don't. Oh yeah, no. And then we get into this horrific fight. I mean, how many combat? And I don't think you're supposed to fight, are you? You're supposed to run away.
Infinite.
You're supposed to run away, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way to know that you're supposed. So this is like the Strider fight all over again, isn't it? It's like there's a big fight going on, but you don't have to take part in it. So feel free to just leave.
Just run past all of everything and just go your way.
So like I said, this isn't a game, and I'm going to do exactly that. I recommend that you just leave the area. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's quickly appreciate the mapping because it looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Nice skybox outside.
Parts especially.
Yep. I always really liked the underground car park section of episode 1. I've always been a big fan of that.
With the antlines.
Yeah. I used that in one of my maps called Monoxide, which was a bonus map for one of the vills. Oh.
You were the one who did. Wait, I have to look up the name.
Describe a bit of it, and I'll tell you.
Deep Down, exactly, Deep Down.
Yeah, so Deep Down was Deep Down was one of mine, and I'm actually rebuilding that right now. I'm going to do a Steam release for the whole thing, but I'm kind of recharging.
Well, that's cool. Do you have a release date already?
No, it's going to be sort of summer, I would imagine. The thing is that as I started playing it, I thought I was just going to jam a few of my extra maps that I've built over the years in between the sections of Deep Down as it is right now. And then string it all together and kind of tidy it up a bit, and that was my plan, to get a longer release, but with the same story structure and the same stuff. And when you go back and you start reworking your old stuff, you start to get very critical of your own work, and you're like, this is terrible, I can't do this, I can't.
So you didn't like what you did?
It's not that, it's just I think that when you've become a more accomplished mapper, you realise the limitations you were working with in your mind at the time when you built it. So that corridor room thing that you do when you first start.
Yes.
And I have a thing where basically if I build, like you box your area in with no clip or whatever, right? You seal it. Once I've put those brushes in place, my brain cannot think outside of that space. It's a real psychological issue, and I think quite a lot of mappers have this. And you end up, and you come back to something years later, you go, why did I just do that? It's right there. Why don't you just take that wall away and do that? It's ridiculous. But anyway, so but what's interesting, I think, is that I've looked at it, and so what I decided for Deep Down is that the structure of the story is good. The narrative arc.
Yeah,
right?
I quite like that I have Alex with me the most time.
Exactly, and the other, so there's kind of key characteristics of Deep Down, which is the driving, Alex reacting to what you do, and actually other characters reacting to what you do as well. And the player,
that reminded me a lot of Half-Life 2 and Episode 2.
That was exactly what I was trying to do, right? And but it's to evoke that feeling of her being there, reacting to you, knowing, and understanding what's going on. And it's really hard work to do it, but it's really rewarding, and I think it comes across really well. So there was that, and I know we're supposed to be talking about Citizen Returns and going on about it, but anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing. And I think, but what's interesting is that when I got back and started looking at my own work again, I was like, oh wow, I could redo all of this, and it's really tempting. And so it's kind of ballooned into a bigger project. But I did have a rule that I would never go back, that I would always move forward onto new things and never go back to old projects. But
so do you have any plans for new mods?
Well, yeah, this new version of Deep Down is going to be almost completely new. There won't be really any many parts of the original mod there. So, but I'm keeping the narrative structure and the concepts.
And will Alex be with you the most time?
Oh yeah, absolutely, all the way through until I have levels that she can't get through, and then I have to find a way to get rid of her for a while.
Can you actually make NPCs climb ladders?
Yes. So Alex has a really good mechanic where she can climb. She can jump up onto one level up. And so you can get her to climb. There's bits in the games where you can get her to climb all the way up. So she can disappear. The only problem is I really want Dog in it, and Dog can't do that. There's no way to introduce Dog to an area.
Can't you make animations for that?
I can't do that, and I've been, I've had a few people who said they wanted to give it a go to try and add some more animations to Dog, but it's hard work. Animating characters is one of the hardest things to do, in my opinion. So I'm in the room with the man-hacks now. Sorry, I'm moving forwards and playing.
Room with the man-hacks, so did you jump down a hole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I figured we should crack on with this and talk about this stuff. So, being in a room with a bunch of man-hacks and having a bunch of rebels shooting them is kind of fun. I could have not done anything, I think, and the rebels would have taken care of them. So I don't think they're killable.
Ah, there you are. Now I have man-hacks too.
Yes. So, but once again, not a terrible thing. I think I'm supposed to go out the door. So, technically, that was an NPC gate. Oh, that's interesting. They basically gave me a hint there to tell me you can't go out that door. You have to find another way.
The NPCs made a nice little remark here that I'm not Gordon Freeman.
Right, which is interesting. That must be a line. That sounded like a line from the game.
Yeah, that is one from the game, I think.
So they've kind of given us a hint and said it's not that way. But basically, just jump out the window. So there wasn't really a need for it. It was perfectly obvious which way to go. But nicely done, I guess. Just misguided and got that wrong. Okay, so I'm out in the street. We've got our another combine gate. Oh, good lord! And it's solid. If I hit it with a crowbar.
I actually never tried to get these NPCs out of the room.
You never. Oh, can you get them out of the room? Oh,
yeah, you
I
have
get
to
it.
Push away the washing machine.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, or what? It's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, it's not the end of the world, is it? If I don't. I mean, that's that's fun. That really is fun. I mean, it's an optional extra, I guess, or is it necessary?
I always play through without doing it, so I guess it's optional.
Right. I wonder what happens. I've just let them out.
They move on to the next force field.
Oh, so now they're waiting for me to ungate them again. So now we've flipped. I'm ungating them as opposed to them ungating me. So I'm heading upstairs to do the tedious, inevitable. Oh, here we go. Right, hang on. I've got some. I don't know why I'm running away. I'm goth mode, but anyway. There you go.
That is the section where you have to choose what you want to do, I think.
Oh, we're in the execution of Larry, are we? Now, the only one for me that seemed to work is the sniper option. The stealth option is horribly bugged and doesn't work.
I always use the explosion option and it worked.
Does it? Okay.
Yes.
Maybe it's just a stealth one. But stealth in Source just doesn't work for anybody who's tried to do a stealth.
I don't really think you're supposed to do actual stealth. You just have to wait for Larry to come out and then kill everyone.
So pretty much it's the same across all of them, right?
Yes. Just with a little variation on.
The thing I loved the most, well, I love/hated, right? I mean, it was the perfect. It's another NPC gate. Here we go to let us into the building. The thing I really enjoyed about this, that made me laugh so much, this concept of them constantly telling you what to do, right? Giving you explicit instructions as to what you're about to go and do, is taken to the nth degree here. The explanation of what's about to happen, and is just so ridiculously over the top that I couldn't help but laugh.
So, will you do the sniper route?
Probably. Fine. I'm loading into the next map, by the way, where we're going to get into our exposition marathon that's about to happen. Basil Exposition in Austin Powers? The character Basil Exposition in the film, in the Austin Powers films.
I really don't watch many movies, so I
There's
don't know.
there's a character who's called Basil Exposition, and he's Austin Powers' boss. And every single time he turns up, he just explains everything. It's very funny. And that's exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, that character's talking to me.
Yeah, he's Basil Exposition. Come on, Basil. Oh. See, I thought the voting thing is interesting. I mean, obviously you're going to get the deciding vote. But
The NPC told me the sniper approach is simple, yet he talks long. Yeah, yet he talks forever.
I know. It's just like, we have to explain all of this so clearly. And
looks like opinion is divided.
you were saying about
Soldier. Yeah, you. Get your ass over here.
hang on, I'm just waiting for him to finish talking because it's putting me off. What was it you were talking about earlier when we were offline? You were talking about the choice or something like that. The player having
The player has a choice here.
yeah, but it's not a real choice, is it? It doesn't really make a blind bit of difference to what's about to happen. See, how many people in this journey? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, right? 7 rebels, and apparently none of them are going to do anything. I've been chosen because I'm the best at hiding. Alright?
Yeah, he just talked something that I did in the regular Citizen.
Right. Oh, so I mean, it's like some guy in a hazard suit dropped this. It's so clunky. It's like, you're going to go here, then you're going to go and get that, then you're going to go... And it even gets to the point of you're going to go through a few rooms, and then out the door and turn right, and then up some stairs. And it's like, I will follow your instructions, sir. Thank you. That'll be fun. Oh, it just goes on and on.
Listen good. Here are your instructions. Go to the square. The best exit is out that way.
This fight in the square? This fight
Yeah, I'm at that fight now.
I'm not. I'm still waiting. Basil Exposition is still expositioning them for me.
I'm at the window now and I have to wait for Larry.
Right. Okay. So once again, you have to wait an age. The other thing is, it's the fight in the courtyard. As soon as you trigger it, you just follow Larry, and you can avoid the whole thing. It's yet another massive fight, or supposed gameplay scene where you don't have to do anything. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's good use of music at this point, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm lurking around the edge of the square at the moment, trying to find the way up to the window for the crossbow.
So should I wait for you, or?
I don't think anyone should have to wait any longer than this game actually makes them wait. So
can I just kill
please,
everyone now?
just kill everyone. It's
As soon as the dropship drops off Larry?
Oh, I don't mind. Just do, honestly.
I have to wait for Larry to come out of the dropship.
Whatever's going to make you happy. Oh, the guy opening the windows for you for the sniper is an NPC gate.
Because I can't do that myself.
No, you're not allowed to open windows yourself. None of that. I do like they've got the dropship kind of carrier pod thing that goes underneath it, and they've stuck it on top of an APC to make it kind of look like a cool, interesting new vehicle, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah, that's looking interesting.
Yeah. Now, this bit's alright, you get to watch, once again, it's theatre though. I mean, this could quite easily be a film, right? Or a machinima to watch.
Yeah.
And the guy gets evaporated, which is unfortunate, but apparently I can't do anything about it.
Anything about it.
No, we got to wait for Larry, because Larry's so important.
Yeah, let all the others die, just not Larry.
Yeah, I think Larry is.
God.
This dropship coming in is hilarious as well. It's just like.
Great mod.
Oh.
Quality.
Oh. It just, as I say, it's a mod, just like Hunt Down the Freeman, that doesn't know what a game is. This is what they think a game is, but they don't understand really what's happening when you're playing a game. I can see Larry.
So you think of Hunt Down the Freeman as a mod?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Everybody says, but it's a game!
No, it's not. It's a mod. It's just been released under, different circumstances. Of course it's a mod. It's a terrible mod.
I like how the developers always say, no, it's not a mod, it's a game.
I know. It's the fact that you reused all of these assets that already exist. Oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, they have permission to use all the source assets, but that's pretty lazy.
Yeah, let's not get. I've done so much talking about that situation that I don't. I think. I want the community to completely forget it exists. Hunt Down Freeman. It never happened, right?
So, are you ever going to play Prospect?
No, because I've seen the videos. I understand the problems. I've played a million mods like it before, where basically you enter a room, 100 combine run at you, you kill them, you move into a new room. Yeah, we've seen it a lot.
Yeah. But I still think it's better than this.
Oh, it is. I mean, it looks. The mapping's great. You get to. It's up to you and your skills to survive, which is great, as opposed to this, where you can hide in a corner and just ignore. Oh shit! Larry died. I was too busy talking. Bollocks.
I can die.
That's going to be a game failure state. I was too busy talking to you. I watched Larry.
This game doesn't have Half-Life 2 game over ally.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I watched Larry climb onto the scaffold and get zapped, and I was too busy talking. That's very funny. Sorry, Larry. To be honest, I'm not sorry. I want Larry to die. I want Sarah to die. I want all of the terrible characters to die.
Yeah, Larry dies at the end.
Yes, he sacrifices himself, doesn't he?
You can choose to stay with him and die with him.
Oh, really? See,
and he thanks you for that.
That's a nice touch, but that's story. That's not gameplay, right? There's no game. Right. Oh, bloody! I've got to wait for this now. Again, I'm sorry. So anyone who's watching, I apologise for the fact that I didn't kill things when I should have done when I was explained to by Basil Exposition a long time ago. Don't play this. Don't build mods like this. This isn't a mod.
I think this mod could have done so much better.
Well, if they understood anything about building levels and building games, then yeah, I agree. They know how to build things that look like levels, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know how to build a game. And actually, this happens a lot. And it's actually a thing, right? If you can build levels that look good, right, like this, find someone who can make fun gameplay, and then work with them together to build something really good. Right? I mean, clearly if you're good at this stuff, it's because you enjoy it. You enjoy building churches like this amazing cathedral, that's here. It looks fantastic, right? If you're good at it, great. But find someone who can build gameplay and then combine with them and then create something fantastic. Try and avoid these ideas people who actually really don't have any skills to offer. Like, what's his name from Hunt Down the Freeman, the lead guy, right?
Frank?
Yeah. He's got no skills at all. He doesn't know how to do anything for himself. He's just the ideas guy who has money.
I think it's sad that so many people working on Hunt Down the Freeman didn't get any payment for their work.
Yeah, and if it's, what I think that's interesting is that, regardless of how terrible it is, by the sheer fact of it being terrible, right, it's going to make money. It's like, Plan 9 from Outer Space, right, is a terrible film, but it's also made plenty of money because it's so bad. Or The Room, right, is another terrible film.
With Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, I went to the cinema to see that. It was very funny. There's the Prince Charles Theatre in London. Show it every Friday night.
But I think the Room was so bad that it was good again. Not like this.
Yeah, the problem is Tommy Wiseau keeps trying to remake The Room, but he can't because it was put together, by accident, right? You can't. Well, it's like Troll 2. Have you ever seen Troll 2?
Was this animation?
No, it's a film. It's a horror film from the 80s. It's ridiculous. But it's so bad it's good. You know, and it is actually good. You can watch. It's very watchable and quite funny. But it's also just so terrible. Anyway, so I've now saved Larry. Larry's here somewhere.
Are you with him right now?
I'm trying to find him. The next wave of Combine are coming in, so I need to find Larry and get out of here. Right? Is the idea? It doesn't tell you that though. You don't know that. You just sort of run around in the middle of the. So I guess he's over by the scaffold, and he says, "Come on, let's go." I'm like, okay.
If you try to interact with him in the next level, he'll say something and his hands slip through his body
Oh, really?
with his shotgun.
I can't find Larry. I know I saved him. Where is he? Oh, there's so many rebels and they all look the same. My favourite bit later on, we're not going to get to it. There's a bit when Larry's briefing everyone and there's another Larry standing outside the window.
What?
Yeah, there's a bit, there's just, you know, because they've used a random citizen, you know, like rebel model. And yeah, there's like, Larry, you're there. There's two Larrys. Oh my god. I can't find Larry.
I think they should have made a unique model for him, like Odessa.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, there he is. Right, I found Larry. Okay, dude.
He's just the male 01.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I found Larry. But you don't know you're supposed to find Larry. There's nothing in the game that tells you that. You just wander around here figuring out until you bump into him and he goes, right, we're leaving. Oh, it's just so, dull.
I think Larry is even funnier for me because I have the beta face maps on him right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just looks kind of dumb with that.
Yeah. Now, I came down to this section before, like where Larry takes you to, where he leads you off to. I came down here and all this stuff was locked. Oh, NPC gate. Larry letting us out of the building. So, yeah, I haven't been counting overall, but yeah. When I played it full last time, 29, and I think there are more. So I reckon there's over 30 times you have to wait for an NPC to take you somewhere, which is unacceptable. Don't do this. It's terrible.
What a story, Mark.
Sorry. Oh, hi, Danny. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Danny's doing drugs. Anyway. If anyone doesn't know, we're quoting the room. Yeah. Oh, hi. I love. Sorry, I know we're supposed to be talking about Citizen Returns, but it is like it is somewhat similar in the fact that the room is basically just this massive vanity project for Tommy Wiseau, where he's he's the good guy, right?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you.
Yeah, and all of his friends are just scumbags, right? And they were treating him like crap. And his girlfriend's terrible.
Why you do this to me?
You're tearing me apart. Anyway, I
think that was some of the best voice acting I've ever heard. But you tear me apart.
But it's ripped off from James Dean, right? It's Rebel Without a Cause, right? Where he says to his parents, you know, you're tearing me apart. It's just like the biggest line from the film is ripped off from the biggest line from another film. Anyway, but no. So in Tommy Wiseau's mind, you know, this character he's created, this story he's telling is sort of him. You know, he's this put upon character who's good to everyone, and everyone's against him, and
I'm
it's just
fed up with this world.
So, but there is a sort of a thing here where it's like. They think that whoever built this, and I should know the names, and if we ever got to the credits at the end, we'd find out. And I'm sorry that I don't know them and I can't say. But you think the story you're telling is important, and you think it's, you know, dramatic and interesting, and it's just terrible. It just isn't. And the worst thing is, I think, is that it's one thing to have a story. I mean, for example, if you look at Left 4 Dead, they paint the story on the wall, right? If you can actually follow it all the way through the maps, there's a running story.
The maps are all connected to each other.
Yes.
When you escape, in the next map, there's
that vehicle's before, but also it tells you the story of other people. You know, that graffiti on the walls is telling you stories of families and people that have lost each other and stuff like that. And it runs on throughout this. It's like, hey, meet us here. We're waiting there. We had to go back. Whatever, and that's fantastic. You know, that kind of thing allows you to tell a story, but also it not get in the way of the game, right? In the same way, a Portal, GLaDOS. If you took out the voiceover for GLaDOS, Portal would still be fun. Portal would still be a perfectly good game. Adding GLaDOS's voiceover, you know, gives it an extra layer of fun.
Yeah.
But
Because she's so sadistic, I think.
yeah, exactly, and it's just that it's wonderfully barbed, isn't it? Everything she says is like, yeah. But actually, I was listening to Ellen McLean, who's the voice actor. She was saying about her thoughts about GLaDOS and what she thinks of it.
Wasn't she also doing the Combine Overwatch voice?
I'm not sure. I think so, but I'm not sure. I know that she became far more involved after Portal, but and so she does quite a lot of the characters from Dota and stuff like that. But also she does the spider character in Dota and stuff. Anyway, but she was saying about GLaDOS, and she says like she's just a horribly, horribly lonely creature. You know, it's this combination of loneliness and sadistic, stuff that makes it so interesting. But yeah, as I say, she adds it, and also it gives it, your story gives your mod structure and an arc, right? It justifies, often in stories they have what they refer to as the MacGuffin, which is the object that everyone's chasing, right? So in episode 2, episode 1 and 2, in episode 1, it's the data download that Alex gets onto her thing, right? That basically has the thing. In episode 2, it's the same, and the Combine is still after you. But your goal is to get that data to White Forest, and it's the MacGuffin that everyone's chasing. And in Star Wars, it's the Death Star plans, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. It's perfectly normal. Like, I just played Titanfall 2, and they've got this thing called the Arc, which is this big thing that is basically the thing. It's the object that drives the story forward. So that's one way to tell a story. But this there isn't anything like that in this game. There isn't a reason for any of it. I guess Larry is the MacGuffin.
Larry's a great character.
But he's the reason for all of it. We've got another NPC gate. There we go. Right.
Where are you right now?
Oh, sorry. Larry's taken me to a force field where he's standing there looking like I'm supposed to do something. So I'm heading up some stairs in a very tight apartment block, and I'm heading into a room where there's a
metro car.
Yeah.
And the citizens, there's final changes in the air.
Is that Sarah? It's not Sarah. No.
But she looks like her, doesn't she?
It does. It's just annoying.
Isn't it the same model?
Yeah, I think so. I don't care. Anyway, there's a Breen bus there you can shoot at. That's quite good. This apartment block reminds me of some of the places I stayed in Mexico, actually. And right, how long have we been running for? Wow, we've been in this section almost half an hour. Okay, so I think maybe we're going to call it a day at this point. It's not going to get any better, is it?
It's getting worse, I think.
It is. It's just. I think that's the thing. As I say, at this point, it's just so relentlessly dull that and it's so repetitive in its dullness that it's just like, just go away, Oh
no, a sniper.
I know, right? I'm calling it. That's it. I'm done. I'm not dealing with the sniper. Right. Sorry. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I ran on a lot, and I know that you probably got a word in edgeways, but thank you. I appreciate your time and appreciate your contributions. I will never, ever, ever play this again. Ever. And I wholeheartedly ask everyone to avoid it like the plague. Your time is worth so much more than this.
Maybe we can do another Critical Gym again sometime in the future.
I would really like that, and I know that a lot of people have been talking about doing these again. And as I say, if there's something new and interesting to say,
off for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I might do it. I'm in the mood for mapping at the moment. So when I'm in the mood for mapping, I've always got stuff to say. I don't think it's necessarily anything new, but are there any? What would you like to do if you were going to go through a mod? What would you like to cover?
What kind of mod?
Oh yeah, pick like a mod that you'd like to talk about, maybe.
I don't really know.
Well, have a think and let me know. And same for anyone listening to this. If you've got other mods that you want us to cover, let us know. But try and think about what is it that's interesting about it that you'd like us to cover.
Just want bad mods, or do you cover good mods as well?
No, sort of somewhere in between is what we're looking for. So this is horribly bad, and people just wanted to hear me get really upset, and whatever. That's fine. But normally most of the mods, pretty good mods as well, but there's things that we can learn that they maybe could have done better, and we're kind of looking at it and just from an analysis perspective. So it's not necessarily about good and bad.
Would Dangerous World be okay? I think I'd like to cover that mod.
Okay. I certainly, it's been a while, and that might be interesting. So let's have a think about it and maybe come back to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will speak to you soon.
Same to you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.